Today's face-off on Fox Soul. Challengers Quan LX and Big Angry Adams. Ready to go blow by blow on those hot topics. Face-off on Fox Soul starts right now.
Oh, my boy Trump.
In this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
So at the end of the video, you see this is from an incident Friday evening, I think around 10 p.m., right outside of the Jazz Fest, which is jazz, R&B, more contemporary music in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Most notably, we don't see the beginning of the video, so we don't see what set off any alleged altercation between the white guy and it looks like a dozen or so African Americans. There does seem to be a clear racial component to the assaults, but it's not just merely an altercation. He's very quickly, the man is on the ground and in a fetal position trying to protect himself, and people are stomping on his head, punching and kicking him. You see another white male who doesn't throw any punches, is merely just trying to break stuff up. There is a subsequent video where he is attacked by another group, or members of that group, I don't know, but a racially homogenous group attacks him as well. But at the end, it kind of truncated because we don't see her stop. Did you see the woman who presumably was the woman with the man who was being beaten by a dozen people? Again, not violently intercede, simply sit there and trying to stop people. And she gets punched, and we saw that briefly. She gets punched square in the face. What we don't see is she falls back, hits her head, blood running out of her mouth, while then some women stomp on her. It is incredible violence, and it seems to be racially driven. If you look at the commentary on like Twitter or X and Instagram and wherever else on social media, you see comment, I wonder what he said. I've seen that comment dozens of times. It's some variant, right, to suggest that no matter what word came out of his mouth, it somehow justified a dozen people. But there's also no evidence of any words coming out of his mouth. We just have someone cheering like an idiot, oh, while a mob, and we keep seeing these videos over and over and over. Sadly, most often when we see those videos, it's groups of African Americans stomping and kicking another African American victim. But we see these videos every week, right? They are largely ignored by the mainstream media until the crescendo of social media forces someone to pay attention to it. Of course, they are platformed, and we hear all about it when it is Caucasian. But we see these videos, these viral videos everywhere, where people are stomping people's heads, people are assaulting, people are doing horrible things that used to result in very serious consequences. And you wonder, like, you know, the white kid that was beaten to death across the street from a school, high school in Nevada, and everyone got very short terms or no terms. All these murderers, a very similar situation, because of course it's very easy to kill someone stomping on their head. And we keep seeing these, and it's more downstream from we live in this world of very little consequence. even when there's video of people doing awful things, we live in this new America where there's very, very limited consequence unless the media dictates it. And until we start having real consequences for thieves that use violence, because that's not thieves, those are robbers, to people that attack people and seriously hurt them in gang fashion, it's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Watching that video reminded me of the black man who was in the white biker bar, and allegedly he was not going to pay his tab, so a mob of white customers in the bar beat the hell out of that brother and was yelling racial slurs while they were doing it. That was wrong. And this one that I just watched in Cincinnati, all of those brothers beating the white guy and stumping and kicking the white guy while he's on the ground, that's wrong also. It don't take a group of brothers to beat one lone white man and stumping and kicking him and punching him while he's on the ground.
Why do we keep seeing those
and
videos?
Then the one brother that went up behind the white man and punched him, that ain't necessary. That's wrong, brother. That's weak. But now also, let's put some more of this in context.
Okay.
We have not seen the entire video, but there are TikTokers out there that are saying the video is out there.
TikTokers.
Where this gentleman was having some verbal altercation, and there's a still picture that I saw myself. They're kind of face to face with one black guy between them like this. And then the white guy allegedly slaps the black man first. And then when he slapped him, that's when the brawl took place and altercation took place. So if that's the case,
that wasn't a brawl.
If that's the case, then the white man started the physical confrontation by slapping and assaulting a brother. And one thing you not gonna do today, ain't no white man gonna slap a black man in front of a whole bunch of brothers and expect he not about to be beat down there to death. That's wrong too.
But also, are you pretending this is new? Are you pretending that in both of our lifetimes we haven't seen this over and over and over and over again?
Exactly
where you see a group of people, African Americans, beating one white guy. You're acting like this is something.
Let me be honest with you.
In fact, you found one incident where it's very clear that there was an altercation. We haven't seen any proof that this guy, all the white people in this video are either on the ground getting beat or trying to stop the fight.
I've already said what happened was wrong, how they handled it. Okay. And let me say this.
No, what you led with was, there was this incident where this black guy didn't want to pay his bill, and a couple of guys beat him up.
Facts.
Yeah, one incident.
But let me talk about this. The brother who punched the sister, the white woman in the face. No real man would ever do any damn thing.
Why couldn't she be a sister as a white woman?
No real brother, real human being would punch any woman like that in her face. Ask yourself the question, would my mother and father be proud watching me punch this woman like I just did? That makes you less of a man and a coward, brother. You're wrong for that. And you're going to be punished because you were stupid enough to do it while somebody was recording. They're not going to let you escape that. As I said, when they was fighting in the Mississippi fight, hitting that white woman with that chair, that was wrong. But Charles, we cannot pretend.
Jokes about that.
We cannot pretend that, now they hit some white boys with some cheers too, but you cannot pretend that we have not watched many videos in this country. Just watch one where a black woman was on the sidewalk and a white boy was arguing with her, cussing her out, spitting in her face, and then punched her, and not a single white man helped her when she hit the ground.
But
so,
hold on.
Charles,
but did five other white men run over and beat her up too?
But that was a female.
No.
But that was a female.
Well, in this incident, if we kept playing the video, the whole horde started stomping her.
Let's not ignore the elephant in the room.
You always want to go, oh whitey, oh whitey, oh whitey.
No, you want to blame these incidents on like black people attacking white folks.
No, I want to know why we see so many videos
I've seen more videos.
Of black people, and
I've seen more videos in my lifetime of white folks beating the hell out of black people, hanging and lynching and killing black people. So now those videos,
to pretend like reality is not reality.
No, we condemn wrong when we see it, no matter what the color.
Okay, but
one thing I'm not going to pretend is that we don't see these same incidents involving black people at the hands of white people.
In fact,
you see crazy behavior all over America.
I agree.
From all races.
But I absolutely
now, wait a
agree.
minute.
But when
and
you
here's
look
the one thing they don't want to talk
numbers,
about. They're leaving a concert.
Who's they?
They, mainstream media. This one thing they don't want to talk about.
Whiteys.
Why in the hell nobody's talking about that they all probably was drunk leaving that concert?
Well,
they sell all the alcohol to them. They get drunk as hell, and you wonder why there's brawls and fights outside the arena.
It's amazing.
Nobody wants to talk about all the
amazing.
alcohol that they selling,
Right.
making millions of dollars every year in America off these sporting and concert venues, selling all this alcohol, and people get beat up outside, and nobody's shocked, and nobody's angry with folks selling alcohol.
You know what's crazy is we don't see this at Taylor Swift concerts.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, no, I'm
You're
sure.
dead wrong, sir.
No, see, that's the
You
thing.
see him at rock concerts. You see him at country
here's the thing.
concerts. Charles, you see him at soccer games.
Well,
you see him at soccer games
there's
also.
a brawl and gun issue at George Strait
and
concerts.
you see him at hockey games also.
Okay.
Let's not pretend. Hell, Charles, you see him at baseball games.
Here's the thing. If you don't want to talk about reality, we can't help reality. And the real problem is, as I led with, that most of the victims in these mass stomping incidents that we're seeing go viral over, they're black people being beaten by other black people, right? And you can't speak holistically about it, but like you, when you accidentally referred to the white victim as a sister and corrected yourself, I mean white girl, because for your book, you don't see any homogeneity or any familial affection for anyone that has a different complexion than you.
That's a lie.
And the truth is, it's every
That's
day.
an
It's what a brother.
outright lie.
Yeah,
Any white woman
you
can
don't
be my
like Jews
sister
and whites,
in the
right?
face.
We get it. We get it.
How can
you
I
don't
not like
Jews and whites?
The
We get
original
it.
Jews are black people. How in the hell am I not like Jews?
I think
the original Jews are black people. And Charles, the majority of the Jews on earth are black people.
Okay.
So how in the hell can I not like Jews?
Well, I think we could just look at
Clean
years
that lie
and
up.
years and years and years and years.
You can stop
and
that
years of
white lie you want to spread.
anti-Semitism. But here's the thing. This is as bad. You started talking about this, and you had to say, oh, well, this incident with Whitey. Oh, Whitey does this more.
Because you made it a racial incident.
No, this
you
is
called
a
it
racial
a racial
incident.
attack. Where's the proof?
Okay, well, when you have
Where's the proof that this was
people of
based
one
on race?
color stomping someone on the ground.
where's the proof
who's
it was
the only
based on
different-
race?
Right? And all three of the white people in this video end up being brutally assaulted.
But where's the
right?
proof it was based on race?
Well, okay, well, so you don't think you
So
want
black
to,
folks
let's
and
not
white folks
believe
can't
our
get into a
lying
fight?
eyes.
So black folks and
yeah.
white folks can't get into a fight?
The reality is.
So in Mississippi, when they jumped that security guard, all those white people, you didn't say it was based on race. When all those white guys and those young white men jumped that black security officer and was beating him and punching
what are
him,
you talking
you
about?
never said in that Mississippi boat fight down in Mississippi that was based on race.
Okay.
But you want to spin it now when some white folks become victim. Where's the proof it was based on race?
Who said that it was Alabama for one?
Charles,
I know you make up stuff.
Let me say this,
Alabama.
Charles. Where's the proof this is based on race?
It was very. So the fact that next time we have an incident.
I didn't hear racial slurs.
Next, okay.
I didn't hear racial slurs.
Just to be clear, you
I
don't
watched
think
the
that-
video.
You don't think it had
You
anything
saw
to do
racial
with
slurs?
race.
I saw the video. You saw
that guy
racial
would have
slurs?
punched any woman in the face like
Charles,
that.
I see
it
them-
had nothing to
I
do
see
with
that
her being a
same
white woman.
bad behavior,
Right.
poor behavior with black folks punching black females the same way.
Obviously, it's all the whites.
I need some proof, Charles.
A friend that's too woke, because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird.
My body's composition is determined by my genes. Hey, eyes up here.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes. Like, that is Nazi propaganda.
In this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
Well, Cornell, apparently saying anything positive about any individual, especially a robustly attractive woman like the movie star Sydney Sweeney, as movie stars I think used to be but men and women, right? It used to be far more often that they had a physical appearance that other people wish they had, right? That has waned a bit in this last decade of filmmaking. I feel like there's a reason ugly people like me can be on TV now. I don't think used to be, you know, I'd be given the option. But people are melting down, and it's not just those ones. A number of people on social media that they're saying the comments about her good genes, you know, obviously the double entendre of blue genes versus genetics, raise the specter of Nazism, of the Aryan supremacy, and all other things. That just seems a bit crazy to me, especially if you look at any studies of marketing, we see that people of other races, except Asian, are tremendously overrepresented in media campaigns in the last decade or so. And based on population, whites are underrepresented. And it seems like people are very upset that this white woman has a media campaign against it. And it seems also to only be either white women or adjacent, unattractive white women, or, you know, racially adjacent to white. Can we play that other clip, Matt, before we let Quanell dive in?
That's very keen.
Totally just talking about denim, right? Just a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman explaining how her good genes gave her personality and purity. I mean, are we really going to pretend that this isn't a little fashy-coded? Look, I'm not saying that Sydney Sweeney personally wrote this ad to revive the Third Reich, but American Eagle absolutely knew what they were doing here. You don't get to drop lines about inherited traits, blue eyes, and great genes while zooming in on somebody that could have walked straight off of a Nazi propaganda poster and expect people not to catch that reference. Good genes used to...
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. First of all, it seems that the people most upset are ugly white women, maybe because, you know, she's not ugly. But it's all really absurd, and it also it has the kind of racial, the criticism, in my opinion, has the racist attitude that someone can't be equally beautiful of other races, or there's not things that other people of other races, individuals, are they're genetically superior. I'd like to have some of Michael Jordan's genes, right? You know, I think that it's just. No, I don't. I don't have a 20-foot jumper. My crossover's trash. I don't look good bald.
You don't have his talent.
Okay.
But you have some of his genes.
Okay. Anyway, Quanell, obviously, let's hear your take on how bad this poor Aryan Nazi movie star is for making this ad that sold out. The genes sold out, by the way, because America's sick of it. We have the fatigue. Go ahead.
It is true that there are some racial countertones and suggestions in the commercial.
Absolutely absurd.
But I would say to black people, you see white women fighting other white women about the image and genetics of white people. Let them fight till they get tired. That really has nothing to do with us. That's not our fight. And if Sydney Sweeney wants to make genetic genes for her genetic population of people, that's fine, because guess what, black women, if they're made for her genes, black women can't get in them no way. They're going to have flat posteriors. They're going to have flat posteriors, because black women, you have a beautiful God-given presence back there. Naturally, in those genes, you flat as an ironing board. So we don't have to argue about that and fight about that. Let her genes be for the genealogy of those who look like her and be her. Let us focus as black people on wearing more black produced genes, more black owned genes, and those genes will be designed for the posterior and the genetic coding and programming of black people. Because too often we as black people go by white branded clothing that's not designed physically for us. So I'm not going to fight about this when we can go and build our own brands like we did with Rockaware, Sean Johns, Carl Kanai. Let us get back to producing something for ourselves and stop getting this foolish fight that's a distraction. Because if we pay too much attention to Miss Sweeney and that ad, we won't focus on producing clothing for our own people. I'm not stressing on that, but I'll let them white folks fight about that all day, every day.
So why is American Eagle clothes for white people? Because, you know, I've been in their stores.
That commercial was designed to promote that clothing line for white women.
What if it was just
her beautiful blue eyes?
What if it was?
But I want to say to her,
what if it was?
According to Dr. Mary Leakey and Dr. Richard Mendelsohn, great anthropologists and geneticists, you can get the dark never from the recessive, but the recessive can come from the dark. The dark gene produces all other genes. So you spoke about you wishing you had the genes of Michael Jordan. You do, because black people are the original people from which all other life comes from. You can't have humans on earth who came from other than black people in the beginning. So you got the genes, you just don't have the talent.
Okay. Thank you for that lesson in genetics and the weird
Giving you
racialized
facts.
spin
Those
on
were
it.
two white
but
doctors I
back
quoted
to the
also.
topic. You are referring to American Eagle as this white brand. And I've been in their stores. It's been a while. My kids are grown, but they were young. They both had some clothes from there. I don't know if I ever recall a white person working in the stores that I went to. And I remember them having incredibly diverse ad campaigns. And would this bother you?
This is a white campaign led for
because
white
it's
people.
A white girl.
And what I said
so
was,
if a
I
black
said the Cindy,
actress
I
said
said
the
the
same
Sydney
thing,
Sweeney
same words.
white brand jeans.
Okay.
Because that's exactly what that commercial was about.
And you're
white
saying,
folk jeans.
You're saying Sydney,
I'm all right with
you're
that.
saying Sydney is flat.
I have no
too.
problem with that.
Like she does because she's white.
Excuse me.
She's flat.
Look
flat
here.
in the front,
I
flat
tell
in
you
the
what,
back.
Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, you ain't getting in them jeans. So look,
Well,
man,
I think
let
all
them have
three
their
of them
jeans.
have
Oh, now I will say this: Taylor Swift, you can get them jeans, baby. Go ahead, Taylor, go buy some of them jeans. Beyonce, don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Has had a BBL and enhancement.
Well, hell,
right?
that commercial, she had fake. So how is she going to promote jeans with fake breasts? She's promoting the geology that she's been gifted with by nature with fake breasts. Well, damn, the geology ain't that big.
How do you know she has fake
Because
breasts?
if you look at them big old breasts she had on that small little chest frame, that small body frame,
But
them
if
implants,
a
baby,
white person-
that's augmentation.
If a black model said the same words, you would have no problem with it. And this is just another example of your racism.
You're wrong.
That's it for the Face Off on Fox Soul. We'll catch you next time.